Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I just wanted to post a little bit of an update video as far as the ministry goes here and just some things that have uh, transpired ever since we put out the GoFundMe and uh, been back from deputation and things. Um, and I wanted to, give you guys the courtesy of letting you know that we're doing all right, as all right as we can be. And, we're in the middle of a really big transition with a lot of things, as I'm sure that you could imagine. But essentially, to bring everybody up to speed, shortly after I had posted that video of the first update video, um, almost immediately after that, we had reached our starting goal for the GoFundMe. And that was just amazing that the Lord just came in and just did that work. I mean, it was just such a I've had stuff like that happen before, where the Lord just comes in, and it's always amazing to see. So I want to say thank you for being a part of that. Thank you for letting the Lord use you to that capacity. And like I said in the other update video, without your guys' support, we surely would have, fallen apart, and it would have been a mess. So I just really, really appreciative of that. My wife and I are just still, mind boggled as far as everybody coming together like that. So I just really appreciate that. You have to excuse me, I'm a little under the weather right now, so I might sound a little bit more monotone and, nasally than normal. So, but yeah, man, where to begin? We got back, and we thought our house was going to be at least a little bit tolerable, uh, while we were trying to find another place, and it turned out it was just the symptoms were even more exasperated. And it wasn't just my wife, it was everybody. And even we had a house sitter at the time, while we were going on deputation. Even he was getting sick as well, and so it was just craziness. And so we had to evacuate the home, and we've been staying in an Airbnb ever since. And as I'm sure you may know, Airbnbs are not that cheap. We're at it's like 120 something bucks a night and whatnot, and that's just not feasible long term. So um, we don't want all the money to be going towards Airbnb, so we're just trying to shuffle around as fast as possible to try to get into another place. Excuse me. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. I got a preaching meeting, or a place I'm going to be presenting in, presenting our work and ministry at here shortly. And so that's going to be good, and just to raise a little bit more awareness of our ministry and things like that. But we've kind of come to the realization that a lot of I mean, I was just reading my Bible this morning. The Lord was just reminding me that a lot of what's going on right now is a lot of prep work. We have to get established, we have to get set up. And I know that the Lord wanted me to come out in the fashion that I did, and the Lord's used that, and we've seen souls saved and things like that. But we know that the Lord is wanting, to have more of an established foothold here, and that we can actually be positioned properly to be able to be effective in the ministry. So that's kind of the goal right now, as far as going around raising support or talking about the ministry, and whatever help possible that people could lend to us, we're willing to take. So um, right now, ministry is slowed down, but it's still, we're still trying to be faithful to doing routine services and things like that. there, there might be something that, you know, where we miss a service and things like that, but we're trying to be as faithful as possible to those things. And there's still things that are happening, but it's really slow right now because it can't get the attention that it needs to with us being in such a transition right now. So that's kind of what's happening on the ministry front. So please be praying that things loosen up on our end so that we're able to, focus more on the ministry. And things with my work are starting to go better as far as my business and things, and that's growing. And uh, the Lord's helped us to land a couple of big jobs and things like that, and routine work and whatnot. So that's been good. But that we're just scrambling around at this point and letting the Lord just have his way with us and letting him land us where we need to land. So uh, getting into a house is pretty difficult in this area, and also just some of the requirements as far as like my income and things. It's kind of sporadic and kind of from all different types of sources and whatnot. So sometimes it's a little bit more hard to get approval from certain places. And we also have animals and stuff, so it's really difficult to find something. So please be praying. Additionally, some have reached out to me and in some way, shape, or form stated that they are wanting to support our ministry regularly. And for that, one, we're extremely grateful, and that is something that we need. So the more that it could be a regular support, that'll help free up in different areas. So what I started to think about was to try to implement something that it's not on GoFundMe to where all the money is going directly to where you're wanting to give, instead of it going to some third party sort of organization to where you have to pay a certain fee. And so I'm gonna be working on that. I believe that you can do something on Patreon or something, but I'll figure something out, and I'll be sure to update you guys as far as the platform as to how to make that work. So that's another thing with that. Um, the the thing that I've been pretty burdened of the Lord to mention, and the Lord has helped me to not be shy about this sort of thing, but I know that there's some that tune in that don't have a Bible believing church that they're going to. And there's many different reasons in which, there's always a reason that we can bring something up. But if you've heard some of my past sermons, you know that I'm a huge proponent of the local church, and the Bible is a huge proponent of the local church. So um, there's supposed to be a pastor, there's supposed to be a deacon, there's supposed to be the congregants, and they're supposed to be in one mind, one purpose in a community, being able to impact that for Jesus. So it's hard to do that online. And for those of you that are tuning in, that maybe you've been praying about where to go and you haven't found a pastor that it really works as far as submitting under that pastor, and so, someone that you're like-minded with or that you're in agreement with, and that's been difficult to find. um, of course, you need to get a calling from God, but I'm putting this out here that I know that there's essentially sheep out there that are without a shepherd, and they don't have someone to lead them and guide them spiritually as a pastor would. And I'm just inviting you that, especially those that have given monetarily and they're kind of floating around out there, that, you could be a part of something big that's happening here in Utah. And it could be more than just giving monetarily, and that's great, but we also need hands on deck to help us with the load of the ministry and being able to evangelize and different things that are coming up. Like we have ins with the local university, so we have university ministry as well. And then just setting up with different evangelistic things and whatnot. So there's definitely a spot for you if the Lord would have you to be here. So if you haven't already, you could click the playlist section on my YouTube channel and listen to the How to Hear from God series, and you can get that squared away. But I think that is something that you should take very seriously, that we do need help in other ways. And if that's something that the Lord is putting on your heart to do, and he leads you through the scripture, and you get that confirmation, then do it. And I would love to hear from you. So please reach out if you believe that the Lord is calling you, and then we should talk about that. So, but I wanted to put that invitation out. Of course, not everybody is going to work, but if it's of God, and then who is anybody to question it? So we'll get it from God, and we'll go from there. But um, so we need help. We need helpers, and the monetary support has been just very, very humbling, and we're thankful so much to be able to receive the help that we have from you guys. And so when we continue to put out content and things like that, and we're trying to get settled, we're trying to get established, so it's going to be a little bit sporadic, but just you know be on the lookout, and uh, stay tuned. We're going to be doing things here, and I promise I'm not uh, trying not to update you and whatever. I'll try to keep everybody in the loop as we go. So, but I want to thank you guys, and I appreciate you, and God bless.